Hey y'all, it's been a while, so I wanted to check in with you to talk a little bit about the informative speech outline. You've got about a week, a little over a week before it's due, and it would be smart if you would try to get as much of it done this week sometime so that if you have questions, you can ask them in the Common Course questions discussion. But what I wanted to do is just reinforce something I've been saying all semester. This section of the class teaches you how to write a speech. There's a lot of information related to that. It's not exactly like writing an essay, it's very similar, but there are some differences. And what I really want to emphasize here is the narrated lectures that I've provided for you. And as I said at the beginning of the semester, I don't know how anybody ever gets anything, any kind of passing grade without having studied these lectures. And this is particularly true for the informative speech and the persuasive speech. So I just want to point out there's a video specifically about how to kind of go from a topic to a more specific topic and then how to select your main points. This is something a lot of students don't know yet, and it's something that you'll be able to use for the rest of your academic career, and it's a way of thinking that you should follow in anything that you actually do research about. So make sure you've watched that video if you haven't already done so. More importantly, there are very specific instructions for writing the main points of your speech. It's similar to writing paragraphs, but there are some differences. I explain those in the Writing Main Points lecture. You should study that. Also, I have a very specific way I want you to write the intro and conclusion. And a lot of times I get students who submit what looks like a speech from another class, where they were taught to include different things in the introduction and conclusion than I teach. So you should watch this to make sure you know exactly what you're supposed to do for the intro and conclusion. And then finally, I talk through the outline that I want you to submit. I explain exactly what you should do. There's a video you can watch about revising your written work. That's not by me. That's a video that I think will help you kind of look at what you think is a finished product and revise it one more time. And also, if you look, there's an example preparation outline that shows you exactly what your outline should look like. Let's just take a couple seconds to look at this. I thought I had a pretty good internet connection here, but we're struggling a little bit. There we go. Okay, so first of all, I want to mention this outline is compressed and it doesn't follow all the rules for your assignment. So all this is here to do is show you what your formatting should look like. So you can see student's name first, my name, course name, date. There's the intro. One thing I want to mention, occasionally people will see this. The verbal citation is bolded. That's part of the rules. But people will have looked at this but not actually watched the lecture on the outline, and they will think that you're just supposed to bold the first 4 or 5 words of each sentence, and that's incorrect. So the only thing you bold in the outline are your verbal citations. You got the transition, second main point, third main point, conclusion, references. This is what you should make your outline that you're going to hand in to me look like. And so that's there for your to help you write the outline and make it look right. Okay, so once you've gone through all of that, and what I said at the beginning of this section of the class is go through each chapter and do the work explained in the chapter. So select a topic. There's a pre-writing video that would help you start working on what topic you want to talk about. Reading the Speaking to Inform chapter should have given you a lot of good ideas about what you could say in an informative speech. You can narrow your topic and then you submitted a topic, hopefully. And then moving on to the things we've already covered. And then the informative speech preparation outline due November 6th. That's a Monday at 11:30 p.m. I think, either 11:30 or 11:59. And then your video is due a week later. You'll want to make sure to get your group together as soon as possible for your audience. And you also want to make sure if you had any technology issues, if you didn't upload at a high enough quality, if your camera was shaking the whole time, if your camera was too far away, if I couldn't hear you, you want to make sure you fix all of those problems before you record your next speech. I gave people a break on the penalties for the rules, but for the informative speech video, I'm going to assume everybody's gone through this once. We've worked out all the bugs, and now I want to see good, clean videos that follow all of the rules. And I'll enforce all the penalties. And as a few of you have seen, penalties can get up to 50 points. So, if you get, let's say 80% of 75 is 60. So if you get a 60, but if you get 50 points in penalties, now you've got a 10 out of 75. That's not optimal. As always, if you have any questions, ask in the CCQs, and I'm looking forward to reading your preparation outlines and then watching your videos. Have a good weekend.